From 12 News, these are Street Stories.
Well, it's a sport popular among young adults and kids, skateboarding. For many, it's an alternative to mainstream sports.
You know how to do the kick turn, right, in the ollie?
I was a rollerblader.
Close, maybe. The local school is teaching students that it's very fun to do this sport, and the kids are loving it at the same time. We take you to East Greenwich and this week's Street Stories.
Famous on Friday. Let me see your left. Thanks, buddy. Street Stories to show the world how awesome of skaters you guys are. How you doing, buddy? Hi, my name's Jeremy. This is Eric. Nice work. Welcome to Rocky Hill Country Day School. And this is After School Shredders.
Street Stories, highlighting one of the so-called extreme sports. And it's definitely not your average after-school program.
For one, to have fun. There you go. But also give kids the skills to ride the skateboard outside of this environment. You okay? How's your ankle? To know how to approach some of the obstacles they might see in regular life, curbs, rollers. There you go, dude. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Fun boxes, things like that.
Food Services Director Jeremy Bodwin says
that's it, brother.
He's been skateboarding since he was 9.
You're trying to do too many at once.
And wanted to share his love of the sport to the students at Rocky Hill.
The wonderful thing about skateboarding, it's a very self-motivated sport. Flick it with your toes. There you go. It makes for very resilient kids. Watch out. Oh, watch out, buddy. They smile from ear to ear when they're riding that skateboard.
Looks fun, but easy? No.
It's incredibly, incredibly difficult. To become good at skateboarding, you have to constantly push yourself. You have to have that drive and that want to be better. There you go. Nice work. As you get better, it just becomes more fun, which then fuels that fire more and more.
Only we're going to do it on the pavement.
Lower school science teacher Eric Wisga says
free skate in that area there.
It's a great way to get outside and show off your shredding ability.
There you go. Dude, you got that.
Absolutely. Kids can have fun with their friends or by themselves, go to a skate park, and they can take some of these skills they learned here or even in the driveway at home.
The school, thankful for a local business owner who's donated skateboards, helmets, and safety gear.
Hi, my name is Guido Silvestri. I'm the owner of Civil Skate and Snowboard Shop here in East Greenwich. Most schools are just supporting, team sports. Maybe there's, a lot of kids that
one good push
may not be into team sports. This is always a good way for people to do something cool, something different, and learn something and build self-confidence.
Whether you're an amateur or a pro,
it's all waxed up ready for you.
The feeling of shredding is contagious.
We have had nothing but just positive feedback. The kids are raving about the program. They tell me all week, I can't wait for Tuesday, I can't wait for shredding.
The show Band of Brothers this might sound crazy, but it's something I think about almost every day.
One ingredient at a time.
So I'm doing a portrait of George Luz.
13 in total.
I think about what these guys went through, and it's like, why am I complaining right now?
Precisely placed.
I was trying to think of what ingredient would be best for a military uniform, and it seemed like olive green was the perfect choice.
Creating a unique form of art,
framed version of it put together and presented to George.
To capture a war hero.
Seemed like a really unflappable guy.
Eric Palmieri from D. Palmieri's in Johnston turns pizza into works of art.
I hope he loves it.
His latest creation, a portrait of a true rock star.
Sense of loyalty and duty and
George Luz Sr.
That bond and that brotherhood, it's very inspiring.
Private first class with the Easy Company 2nd Battalion in the 101st Airborne Division. Mr. Luz landed in Normandy on D-Day. His son, George Luz Jr.
So what was your dad like?
Well, hey, he was the life of the party, for sure.
The war, no joke. On June 6th, Luz was one of over 18,000 men who were dropped into enemy territory, death staring them right in the eye.
And I've stood on that road and I've looked at that T intersection where that machine gun was, just bearing down the street, and to realize and to understand, or maybe not understand, how in the world did they have the courage to get up and run down this street with the hail of bullets just ripping it up. Stand someplace where your dad came within an eyelash of being killed.
Over the years, Luz's son got to know a lot of the men who were introduced to the world in the HBO miniseries Band of Brothers, In Bill Guinier's book, there's a part about the reunion of the Easy Company and the memories of the war. The words chilling.
If something comes up that has to do with the war, we look at each other. We don't have to say a word. You give a guy a hug or a squeeze. It's understood. When it was time to raise your right hand to protect and defend the Constitution, he was one of the 16 million American men and women that did that during World War II.
I'm getting it, bud.
80 years later, the younger generation,
This was a lot of fun for me to make.
paying tribute to the Easy Company.
Your dad like pizza?
He loved pizza. He'd be so excited that Eric would do something like that.
Just in honor of your dad's service and the 80th anniversary of D-Day, I wanted to present you with this framed photo of your dad's pizza portrait.
Oh, wow. How cool is that?
And then I signed it in barbecue sauce.
It really does capture my dad.
Oh, that's the greatest compliment I could possibly imagine receiving, George.
They're called Guardians of the Community. Their mission, fighting fires and saving lives, never knowing if they're going to return home.
20 years being a first responder in any field, police, fire, EMS, it takes a toll on you.
It takes a special kind of person because at times it's like carrying a bag of bricks on your back.
The senior firefighters kind of always teach the younger ones, don't take it home with you.
Brian Gallant has been in the firefighting business for 20 years, the last 18 in New Bedford. Brian says he discovered a way to unite his fellow firefighters.
Bringing people together over coffee. If we had some downtime between calls, which is kind of few and far between in a busy firehouse, we try to just kind of stop for a quick coffee at a coffee shop, and then pandemic hit and all of those were closed. We ended up chipping in for a little single-serve home espresso machine. That's kind of where this was born. We've become a very divided society, but one thing that brings us together is a good cup of coffee.
Brian seizing the moment after the storm known as COVID, coming up with his own line of coffee called Union Java. Gallant's signature brew, the Nor'easter.
Didn't know what to name it, and I was like, boy, I really want a name that sounds New England, and it's the Nor'easter. It's the perfect storm of New England flavor. Kind of a little energy boost.
Brian brews all of his coffee here at Rescue Cafe on Main Street in Fairhaven.
Having Joni as a friend and her allowing me to use her cafe is so huge. It's critical.
A commissary kitchen to produce his Union Java.
Providing that resource for another small business.
His goal, to sell his coffee and his food truck.
Cool down that air.
However, it needs a kickstart before hitting the road.
I ran into a friend who works in the culinary department of Voke, and he was asking me how the progress on the food truck was going. Hold the turbo to the manifold. Their diesel shop. So that we met up, they looked over my truck and they said, yeah, we'd love to have this. It's this tube right here that comes down. This would be a great learning experience for the students.
Brian hopes to roll out his truck by next summer.
I've realized that this business, connecting with people, bringing people together over coffee, really kind of re-energized my soul.
More of Street Stories coming up on WPRI 12+. Now, more Street Stories on WPRI 12+.
A local high school student is a collector, and we're not talking about coins, but first responder patches, and he's getting them from all over.
But it's not just about the patches. It's about reaching his goal of one day helping people in his community. We take you to Attleboro in this week's Street Stories.
708 patches. Massachusetts State Police, Foxborough Police, Hanover Police, Westboro Fire, Holbrook Police.
You can call it a patch of honor.
Framingham State University.
Or should we say patches?
Babson College.
Police and first responder patches from all over the world, from Halifax, Alabama, Utah, Arizona, and the Austin Fire Department.
Police, fire, EMS, security, game warden, they all have patches and they're all different and unique. Definitely Canton Police is a nice one with the horse. And then Coventry's new Halloween patch is pretty nice too, with the pumpkin and the ghosts on the side.
It's more than a hobby for 16-year-old Jeremiah Cooper.
So this is my patch, 8x8 photography. I do law enforcement photography.
The Attleboro High School junior has more than 700 patches.
It means a lot that these police departments care, and they send them out to add to my collection. I ran out of space on the corkboards. I didn't think it was going to get this big, to be honest with you, and it just kept going, and it's still going. So the first patch I got was New Orleans Police Department from my dad. Last December, when I got my second one, emailed the fire chief for Attleboro, and he sent me one right away. I just went from there. I think Salem was the third, and it just kept going. Sometimes I walk in to the police departments asking for patches, and they say, like, thank you, like, we need your support. They do need support right now.
It's more than supporting our men and women in blue.
They do a lot for us.
Cooper wants to don the uniform one day and be a police officer himself.
It's going to mean a lot. I'm going to feel very good that I kind of accomplished that and went through all that it takes to be a police officer.
Jeremiah also collects patches that have significant meaning to him, including breast cancer and autism awareness. The Attleboro High School junior knows the challenges that life can present.
So I was born early with lung and heart problems. I'm a Make-A-Wish child, and I think that's what started the passion.
Jeremiah now wishing he could reach his goal of 2,000 patches before he pursues his law enforcement career.
We have 2,020 butterflies here today. So this is our third year, and this is a butterfly memorial garden in honor of International Overdose Awareness Day.
The purple are the lives lost, and the yellow are the ripple effect, those affected by the loss. The 404 Rhode Islanders who passed, the 15 East Providence residents who passed.
It's such a large, impactful display that people don't really understand what the number 404 until they visibly see it. You really get that visual of, my goodness, this is a huge number. This is really impactful.
The visual display of the butterflies drives home the impact of accidental overdose deaths in our state and in our community.
Well, after more than 18 years in business, a Warwick restaurant owner is retiring. Elizabeth Krause officially sold Elizabeth's Portofino on Monday.
Krause said she knew it was time to step back after the passing of her sister Mary earlier this year. She'll still greet customers for a while, and her community will never forget her kind heart, especially during Christmas. 12 News anchor Mike Montecalvo with a look back at giving back in this week's
You enjoy going up and down the aisles?
I do. Reminds me of being a kid.
It's more than just a shopping spree.
Ooh, this is a big carriage. We can fit lots of stuff.
For Elizabeth Krause.
These look like men's, though. We want kids. Makes me feel good that we can make them feel good about themselves, do something for others. How about some slippers? Raise my kids that way. That's why I always bring one of them with me.
She's been giving back to the community.
Oh, here's one with 2 pairs.
For years.
So we'll go to toys. Oh, here's the little girl aisle. Some kids don't have the childhood we had. They love My Little Pony, and now we can give them a little bit of it. I get emotional. Everybody needs walkie-talkies. They're fun.
Buying toys, clothes, and items for kids of all ages.
I love these shoes. They're so cute.
Hoping to make Christmas a little bit brighter for those
Thank you.
who could use a lift. After shopping at Job Lot in Johnston,
our sleigh is almost full.
It's off to the Norwood Boys and Girls Club in Warwick. Chief Executive Officer Laura D'Antuono.
We give them the dignity of shopping. They get the Christmas experience because you chose to do this. You didn't have to do this, you chose to do this. That's how genuine I think you are.
Liz was the longtime owner of Elizabeth Portofino's on Post Road in Warwick.
It's a street story with Mike Montecalvo.
After opening in 2006,
I appreciate you guys coming out.
She officially sold the restaurant this week.
Thank you for coming in.
You a fighter, survivor?
Very much so. This restaurant has been through a lot, and we survived all of it. They said to buy a restaurant. It will be fun, they said. I'm like, what am I doing? It's like being a mother to 20 people.
Do you want cheese or fresh cracked pepper?
Friend and bartender Amy McFarland.
She's kind. She's a mom, very philanthropic. She understands what it's like to be part of the community.
Toys and clothes. We followed you around. What gave you that idea?
So after I lost my son to SIDS, I did the golf tournament because every grieving book said give back to keep his memory alive.
You take Michael's memory with you too when you're going up and down those aisles?
I do. I think I do most of it because of him. Keeps him alive. A lot of people don't remember him or even know I've lost a child. He's taught me love. unconditionally, that everybody needs help.
It's been said we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give.
I'm going to miss you, Mike, but you're not going to get rid of me that easy.
Liz and her family lending a hand now and always.
But we definitely have the Christmas spirit here all year round.
In Warwick for Street Stories, Mike Montecalvo, 12 News.
Mike warned me.
I know, right?
Before that one aired, the first place I think he ever sent me when we first moved here was Elizabeth Portofino's, and it was fantastic. And she was always a face you'd see in there. You know, a person who truly loves what they do. She was always in the restaurant when we went to get something to eat.
A special place because of her, and a great reminder that sometimes you don't know people's full story.
Absolutely.
And so we appreciate her sharing hers and all that she does for the community.
More of Street Stories coming up on WPRI 12+. More Street Stories on WPRI 12+.
Battling the stigma of mental health, a local artist taking up the cause using his paintbrush.
Rene Gomez was chosen this summer to paint 2 large-scale murals in Central Falls and Pawtucket in hopes of getting his message across that it's okay to ask for help. 12 News Chief Videographer Johnny Villela takes us to Pawtucket in this week's Street Stories.
My name is Rene Gomez, and I'm a Rhode Island artist and a muralist. It is peaceful. The first mural that I created for the mental health and the stigma campaign is in Central Falls at Sparky's restaurant, and the second mural in Pawtucket on the side of the Graham building. It was a call for art. I happened to win both contests. I've been doing murals since 2015. So my main color is the yellow. Yellow is gonna grab your attention no matter where it is. And then the message behind it adds even more to it. I started this around the end of July, battling weather, mostly weather. Mental health is something very important nowadays. It's everywhere. We all go through it. It doesn't matter who you are. It's a worldwide issue. We're just trying to bring more awareness to it, not make it a stigma anymore. Personally, I deal with mental health myself. I suffer from ADHD. It's something I struggle with every single day. I also have an autistic son. It is something very touching and meaningful for my heart. Me being Hispanic, I had to put a Hispanic message up there. I grew up in a household where it wasn't okay to cry or talk about my feelings, so that's a stigma that I would like to break. The mural also has sign language on here. It's also LGBTQ friendly because, like I said, it doesn't matter who you are. Mental health is health. So the phone number is the national hotline. It is something very important because sometimes you don't know where to reach out to. You know, like it says over here, it's okay to ask for help, to know that you're not alone. A lot of positivity.
I think it's beautiful. You need to put more of this around. It's just a beautiful sight to see.
You know, as someone that deals with mental health, these are some of the things that go through my mind. So I'm pretty sure it goes through somebody else's mind. Lets you know that there's a little light of hope out there. You're supposed to read it. It's okay to say no. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to have bad days. It's okay not to know it all. I bring a little bit of my creativity and maybe some happiness to someone, you know, that might be going through something that day. There's always somebody out there to help you, some type of resource. My main thing is to know that you're not alone.
And Rene also credits assistant artist Maria Payano with helping him tell that story throughout. Now, the program is in partnership with the Local Initiatives Support Corporation of Rhode Island and Rhode Island Latino Arts. If you'd like more information on those organizations, go to our website, WPRI.com.
The bedlam of rain on the picnic shelter's tin roof was akin to a truck driving through a Steinway factory.
A fun way to promote reading.
Her phone, which had been submerged in her waterproof pocket.
And keeping a beloved mother's memory alive with this little free library.
She grew up in a lighthouse when she was a kid. And so, you know, how much is there to do when you're on a little island with nothing to do but read or play with your siblings? I like the feel of a book and the, you know, holding it. So. And my mom always had piles of books everywhere. They were next to the bed and in the kitchen and everywhere. In the trunk of the car, in the back seat of the car, in the front seat of the car. Because, you know, if she finished one book when she was waiting for somebody, she needed another book to start.
Laura Crow honoring her late mother Gail with this. Grans Lending Library on Troy Street in Rumford. This box filled with books for people of all ages. She says her family enjoys seeing people come by and getting books.
The FedEx man has checked it out, and one day he didn't pick up anything, and I was so sad. And then the next week I made sure there was something better in there, and he left with a book, and we chatted.
Laura says she knew this would be a wonderful way to honor her mom.
Putting out a little free library out in the front yard, it's fun to see everybody come in and grab a book or maybe leave some books. It's always a surprise when we come home, and it's a reminder that there's something about mom out there. I take a shelfie every week when I update the book, so I literally take a picture of the shelf so that I know it's there. So when I come home, I'm like, why does that look different? And I can look and compare and see what books they took.
Laura says she originally promoted Grans Lending Library by passing out flyers in the neighborhood. Now through Facebook, Instagram, and the national Little Free Library app, she's able to invite people to share in her love for reading, something that brings joy to her life after seeing her mom suffer and eventually pass away from COVID in 2021.
You're wearing the gowns and the masks, and I spent the last night with her when we knew she was going to pass and just held her hand. And I actually put on an audiobook of Little Women for her because that was her favorite book. I tried to play a little Elvis Presley for her, and I just held her hand. My mom was my sun. Around, my entire earth rotated around my mom. She's the one who gave me life and taught me everything. So seeing her that week, I just kind of said, it's okay, you can go.
While Gail Barker has passed on,
I keep her alive in that library. We have a stamp. We stamp every book, so it says in loving memory of Gran. We post things. I have a plan to do something for her birthday and put all Gran-liked books in there.
Hi, my name is Ben St. Pierre. I'm 17 and this is my lemonade stand I've been doing since I was 4 years old.
Sipping some sweet lemonade.
It's the cameraman, Val. You want some lemonade?
All for a good cause. 17-year-old Ben St. Pierre
No problem.
has been giving back to the community for the past 14 years.
Here you go.
Thanks, honey.
With Ben's annual lemonade stand on Maureen Circle in Mapleville.
So my mother first brought this lemonade stand home from a yard sale. We started off in Woonsocket at my grandparents' houses, and we had raised $75 for the cat sanctuary. And to think it's grown this big is just absolutely amazing.
This little lemonade stand,
Thanks, buddy.
producing more than just lemons.
Hi, I'm doing great.
He's raised over $27,000.
Ben, when you started this, you weren't that tall.
Yeah, I was just 4 years old, and I could barely peek over the top of the shelf there.
The money the past several years benefiting the Burrillville Animal Shelter. Animal Control Officer Carrie Kordemosh.
It's great to have a youngster really want to work for his community and work for the animals, to continue doing it through high school. He didn't give it up as he aged.
After high school, Ben is hoping to do something with animals, marine biology, or anything to do with history. Helping the animal shelter has been rewarding.
Yeah, so I do it every Tuesday over the summer. I help out all the cats, clean the cages. Sometimes I walk the dogs. It's pretty fun, to get to learn what goes on there and how they take care of their animals. I just like spending time with the animals and getting to help out the shelter more than just our lemonade stand here.
Are you amazed that so many people come by?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been said, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Ben has made a lot more than that.
Ben, you're not just selling lemonade.
Nope, we do raffles, we sell cookies, dog treats. We are going to be doing a photo booth this year for people and their animals.
What's the secret ingredient, Ben?
Oh, it is a secret ingredient, so I can't reveal that
You
today.
can't divulge that information?
Nope.
Salute.
Thanks for watching Street Stories on WPRI 12+. Catch a new inspiring story every Friday on 12 News at 6 on WPRI 12 and WPRI.com.